بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم والصلاة والسلام على خاتم المرسلين سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. Today, inshallah, I want to have a short khadira about a concept that we have in Quran called by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala al-Mutashabihat min al-ayat. So al-Mutashabihat is in opposition to muhkamat. So we have in Quran ayat that are muhkamat and other ones are mutashabihat. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is describing this ayat in Surah Al-Imran. هو الذي أنزل عليك الكتاب منه آيات محكمات هن أم الكتاب وأخر متشابهات. So it is who has sent down to you the book. Often some verses are clear, they are the foundation of the book, and others are allegorical. So allegorical from allegory, which means that it can be interpreted to show a hidden meaning. So concerning the definition of al-muhkamat, they are like definitive and ambiguous verses, and they are the core guidance, and they are clear to everyone. In opposition and mutashabihat, in general, we can have two types. One is general, one is specific. What is general is verses that confirm and explain one another, demonstrating internal harmony. So when we have a mutashabihat, we can use muhkamat to have an explanation to this mutashabihat. And then we have mutashabihat specific, which are verses whose deeper meanings are initially hidden by divine wisdom and often must be interpreted in light of the muhkamat to avoid misunderstanding. So it can be mutashabihat at a given time, but with time, the meaning can be revealed. So why do we have this mutashabihat? So the first thing is a test of faith. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala rewards sincere seekers who cross-reference of muhkamat for clarity. And then the second thing is timeless relevance that will ensure fresh insight as human knowledge and circumstances will evolve. And the third point is to humbling the reminder that reveals that the limits of human reason before Allah's infinite knowledge. So how do Muslims in general behave with this mutashabihat ayat? So we have a hadith from Rasulullah hadith sahih. He's saying that ma yuribuk ila ma la yuribuk. So leave what makes you doubt for what does not make you doubt. So if we want to use this hadith, that means that we should focus more on al-muhkamat that are clear, instead of arguing on mutashabihat especially if we don't have any knowledge about them. The second thing, consultation with scholars and the muhkamat. So seek tafsir, the gross allegorical verses in clear ones, for example, interpreting legal metaphors by reference to their explicit rulings. And then humble inquiry. So we should ask respectfully, how do the clear verses explain this allegorical one, rather than speculating in isolation. In opposite, non-Muslim behavior toward this mutashabihat is really different, and it can help us to know them. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in the same ayah was saying, فَأَمَّا الَّذِينَ فِي قُلُوبِهِمْ زَيْغٌ فَيَتَّبِعُونَ مَا تَشَابَهَ مِنْهُ ابْتِغَاءَ الْفِتْنَةِ وَابْتِغَاءَ تَأْوِيلِهِ وَمَا يَعْلَمُ تَأْوِيلَهُ إِلَّا اللَّهُ. So as for those in whose hearts in deviation, they follow that which is allegorical, seeking discord and seeking its interpretation. So we can see clear pattern of their behavior here, highlighted by the Quran. So they have selective criticism, so grasping mutashabihat to claim contradiction by ignoring muhkamat. So they are failing to use clear verses as a keynote for understanding. And then they are denying divine authorship. So this is their objective, using this ambiguity to allege human composition, overlooking the Quran cohesive structure. So now I just want to give some example of muhkamat. One clear example, let's say, and main of the Quran is muhkamat. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, for instance, is saying, قُلْ هُوَ اللَّهُ أَحَدٌ. So it's clear, anyone who with like basic knowledge of language will understand this area. So it's very easy to understand and no one can interpret it. So now what about the example of mutashabihat? So I just want to start by an example of mutashabihat that will or was revealed by time. So for instance, وَمَنْ يُشَاقِقِ الرَّسُولِ إلى آخر الآية وَاتَّبِعْ غَيْرَ سَبِيلِ الْمُؤْمِنِينَ. And whoever opposes the messenger after guidance has become clear to him and follows other than the way of the believers. So here at the beginning, with the Sahaba were living with Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, for them the path of mu'min is the path of the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. But after his death, the ulama take this example of this ayah to say that there is ijma' of mu'min, and this will means that they are different. So there is the path of the Prophet, which is Sunnah, and then if we have some things happening that have not been treated by Sunnah and Quran, so mu'minun al-jama'a, we should follow them. So this is called al-ijma'. And this meaning was unclear in the time of the Prophet because they were living with him. But then after Prophet Muhammad death, the scholars have this insight from this ayah. So, and then he has another example. So for instance, وَالْخَيْلَ وَالْبِغَالَ وَالْحَمِيرَ إلى آخر الآية وَيَخْلُقُ مَا لَا تَعْلَمُونَ. So here Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is talking about what human beings are using for their transportation. And then he's saying to the Sahaba, he will create or creating continuous for the future, what you don't know about it. So, and here you have new scholars or contemporary scholars explaining this by all the vehicles that we are using today for transportation. And as another example in the same area, talking about this, وَعَلَى اللَّهِ قَصْدُ السَّبِيلِ. So Allah will take care of guiding or pinpointing the destination. So here people or new scholars are trying to explain that by the new ways that these new vehicles are guided, like GPS or radars and things like that. So these are kind of sample examples that this mutashabihat can be explained with time. So another mutashabihat that we don't know is, for instance, the beginning of the ayat, ahruf mutaqaddira, so like alif lam mim, alif lam ra, kaf ha ya ayn sad, nun qaf ila akhirih. So this we don't know their meaning and they are mutashabihat. So you have the believers just believe on them and say that Allah knows better their meaning, and you will have other people, different from believers, trying to like say that there is no meaning there and trying to argue on them. So just as a conclusion, al-mutashabihat, when rightly tied to al-muhkamat, invite us to humility, reflection, and like understand the power and death, which are taught across generation. So this is just like to explain what is the difference between these two concepts, and it's very important to understand them to be able to interpret Quran. And if we have any clear ambiguities on age, we should like tie it to comments and ask scholars about the meaning. Wallahu a'lam, sallallahu ala sayyidina Muhammad wa ala alihi wa sahbihi ajma'in.